Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caroline if you're new here, and today I thought that I would start my first reading vlog. I think I will probably do it a few days, but I just thought I would start out with a used book haul. I just got a bunch in the mail. I already opened the package, but I thought I would just go through. I'm really excited about a bunch of these, so I thought I would start with that. Okay, so the first one is Dr. Sleep by Stephen King. So when any of you wonderful people have ever left King recommendations on any of my past videos, this has never been one of them, but I'm just curious. So this is kind of the sequel to The Shining, which I don't know if it really needs a sequel, but we will see, and it follows Danny as an adult, kind of, and his power with The Shining, and kind of the legacy of what happened at the Overlook. So it's a big boy. We will see if I enjoy it. I hope so. And then what I'm very excited about, I don't think you need to read these in chronological order, correct me if I'm wrong, but I read, of course, In the Woods in January. I've talked about it a million times, and this is The Likeness by Tana French, the next one in the Dublin Murder Squad series, and it follows one of the same detectives from In the Woods, a woman named Casey Maddox, and it's a new case, and all I know about it is that the body that turns up has either, I think it has like Cassie's identification, or something identical that links the victim to Cassie. So I'm very, very excited about this. I absolutely loved In the Woods, so I'm excited to continue with that. And then I have an author that's new to me, and that is The Wonder by Emma Donoghue. So she recently came out with a book called The Pull of the Stars, which my mother and sister both read, and I heard them shrieking downstairs because of how gruesome it was. It's about like laboring women in Ireland. I'm not sure when it's set, but it was apparently very, very disturbing. So if my mom, who's been in labor many times, can't handle it, I sure as hell cannot handle it. But this one sounds more my cup of tea. So this follows an 11-year-old named Anna who is said to have eaten nothing for many, many months. And then somebody named Lib goes down to basically try to expose this as a hoax. And it says, is Anna a fraud or a living wonder or something more sinister unfolding before Lib's very eyes? So, sounds very, very interesting. And then I just picked up a copy of 1Q84. I talked about this in my Tomes video as wanting to read this in my lifetime. We will see. It is, of course, 1,000 pages, but it is a classic, and I'm glad to have it. I will most likely just stare at it on my shelves for a while before I can, like, hype myself up to pick it up, because it's a big commitment, but I do want to read it. I've heard really wonderful things about it, and it feels like an important book to read. Okay, and then I have A Separation. So Jaylen and Grace both talked about this on their channels very recently, and they both enjoyed it. It is about a couple who has separated and the husband goes missing in Greece. So the wife flies over there to try to find him, and it's described as a searing, suspenseful exploration of intimacy, infidelity, and loss. It's supposed to kind of be surrealist and a little bit hypnotic and a little bit bizarre. So I'm very, very excited about this one. And then I have a Ta-Nehisi Coates, and that is The Water Dancer. So of course, Between the World and Me was a very, very popular book. I have not read that yet, but I hope to. It's downstairs. Hopefully I'll pick that up soon. But I will read the blurb of this. So it's about young Hiram Walker, who was born into bondage. When his mother was sold away, Hiram lost all memory of her, but was gifted with a mysterious power. Years later, when Hiram almost drowns in a river, the same power saves his life. It begins a journey of escape that takes him from Virginia's plantations up to the north. So it has elements of magical realism, of historical fiction. It sounds really incredible, and I'm excited to start reading Coates' work and hopefully get to Between the Worlds and Me as well. And then I'm sure you all can guess whose recommendation I finally took for this one. Sheila Heti's Motherhood. Of course, Hannah from Let's Talk About Books Baby has talked about this book many, many times and has said how much she's loved it. This is a nonfiction book, so I'm kind of hoping to step up my nonfiction game this year, maybe reading like 1 or 2 a month. So basically, this is kind of like Heti's internal dialogue about motherhood, and kind of talks about when, like, the people around her asking themselves when to become mothers rather than if they should become mothers. Heti's kind of talking through that decision and kind of what a person loses when they choose to become a mother. And that it shouldn't just kind of be the status quo, and that it is a very important decision. So I'm very excited about this one. A lot of my favorite books tend to be like mother-daughter relationships. Usually they're very fraught and resentful and messy, but this kind of sounds like a nonfiction that I would really enjoy. So thank you, Hannah, for that recommendation. And then the crowning jewel of this whole haul is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh. So of course, everyone and their mother has read this book. That will be a general theme of my channel, that I will read the popular books, but I will probably read them late. So this of course is about a very privileged woman who basically decides to go to bed for a year and uses a lot of pills to help her do that. It's described as sometimes ugly and occasionally hilarious. It's supposed to be a very unlikable character, which I tend to love. And basically I'm just excited to get into Moshfegh. I am interested in a bunch of her other books, but I think to start here is a good choice. I am almost done with my current read, and then this is the next one I plan to pick up. Those are all of the books I picked up. I'm not really doing much this week. It is my spring break, like I mentioned before, and I don't have a lot going on. I'm not partying in Florida or anything, but it's a very gloomy and rainy day today, so I thought that it would be kind of a good day to go to an outdoor mall and just pick up a few things I need, because I'm hoping it will be fairly empty. And then I was thinking maybe I would do a shelf reorganization in a little bit. I kind of like to do that every so often. And then just whatever else I get up to. I am currently reading Deborah Levy's Hot Milk. I think I have maybe 60 pages left, and I am absolutely loving it. It's completely hypnotizing. The language is the writing is some of the best I've ever come across. So I will definitely talk about that a bit more later. And I'll just come back a little bit later. What a king. Hi, Ray. Hi, Bub. Hello everyone. Today is April 1st, so happy April. I didn't film anymore yesterday because I was stuck at that outdoor shopping center for probably 5-6 hours, but it was successful, so that's good. But I also finished Hot Milk by Levy. I loved this book. I don't want to say too much because I think a lot of this book, it does have a plot, but I think it is really about the experience of reading it. Like I said yesterday, this is some of the best writing I've come across. Kind of the general plot is a mother-daughter pair basically trying to find out what's wrong with the mother's leg. She kind of has been ailing for a very long time and will randomly go into periods of being paralyzed, of being numb, from her waist down, and basically this is their last-ditch effort, going to Spain to this very highly renowned doctor and trying to figure it out. It's a very complicated, fraught mother-daughter relationship, which I love. Sophia is definitely resentful of her mother. She's a young anthropologist who basically has dedicated her whole life to caring for her mother. So this trip is really about Sophia as much as it is about her mother. But that's only a part of the book. I think a lot of this book, the through line is basically female rage, which I love to read about. It's kind of, you feel like Sophia's about to explode the whole book. It's very lustful and very angry, very complicated. Like I said, Sophia is an anthropologist, but it really is kind of a character study on her, so that's what how Levy writes it, but I absolutely loved it. I cannot wait to read more Levy. This is definitely an author that I want to read a lot more of. So as of today, I thought that I would do kind of what I said yesterday, is basically make a big mess and then try to fix it. I want to take everything off of my bookshelves and then kind of reorganize to make it a little bit more neat and aesthetically pleasing. So that is the plan. So I'm basically just gonna take everything off, make big piles. I very recently posted a huge book unhaul on my channel a few weeks ago, but I feel like I just didn't get rid of enough, and I know I got rid of a lot, but those are mostly my YA teen books that I just either never read or don't feel any connection to. But I do have books that are in the historical fiction realm that are just not my type of historical fiction, that I might just put on the shelves downstairs, and my parents, if they want to read them, they can, or if they want to get rid of them, that's fine too. So I think I'm going to start with that. Okay, so basically I'm watching Leah's video in the background, but I'm just making basically huge piles and trying to organize. I'm just kind of leaving the ones down there because I feel like I'm not really going to move those, but now I'm just going to start reorganizing. Okay, so this is what we're working with. These are all red books, and over here it starts books that I would like to read, that I have not read yet, or that I would like to reread. Put up my new 1Q84, a few of my used books, and then down here these are all like school books that I haven't gotten rid of. I should probably find a new place because I am running out of room. But those are just some like books from either high school or college that I just don't want to get rid of yet. And then I'm left with like a few over here that I just don't know if I'll ever read. Like, okay, I've decided I'm never going to read City of Girls. I read The Help when I was like very young and I will never read it again. The Shoemaker's Wife, Hidden Figures, I saw the movie. I don't think I will ever read it. And then I also have here Claude and Camille, which I read. I don't know if I want to keep it. And just a few books left over, but I think it is already a lot more organized, so that is good. Hello. So today is Friday, April 2nd. Yesterday was a wash. But I'm feeling better today. It is a Friday. It's April. I love April. It means it's almost May, and May is Hampsy birthday month. My siblings and I are all May babies, all Tauruses. Pray for my parents. But what I want to talk about is I started my year of rest and relaxation yesterday. I'm only like, actually no, I'm probably like 100 pages in. And guys, the first like 5 pages I was like, oof, you guys don't know me like that yet, but it felt like a memoir of myself. And I was a little bit sensitive to it. But then I got into, you know, the more messy, pilly parts, and I was like, okay, it doesn't read so much like a memoir of myself anymore, but definitely relatable. Relatable in the worst way. My first year away at school. Like, I did that. I slept my life away. I did that. We don't need to discuss. But I am loving it. Like I said, I'm 100 pages in. I love like the blunt writing style. It's dry. It's aggressive. I love reading the relationship between our narrator and her friend Reva. They're both so detestable, so annoying, so toxic for each other. I kind of love the small, very confined space of her apartment and the bodega as like her whole world for that period of time. We're kind of learning about why she made this decision, kind of how it almost crept up on her from like 0 to 100, and why she's doing it, and her ex and her parents, and just basically all the messiness that led her to want to kind of write off the world for a little bit. But in her mind, this is like a healing process at the same time, even though she's like destroying her body and her life. She feels like this could really be the way out at the same time. So I love how detestable everyone is. I love the messiness. I love the grunge. I'm really, 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 really liking it. So like I said, it is... Oof. Can you see that I'm wearing PJs? It is April 2nd. I need to film my March wrap-up part 2. I tried to do it twice. And my dog was freaking out, and I was blurry in both videos. It's literally one button, but the focus thing is like the bane of my existence. I can't figure it out, and I'm always blurry. Like my February wrap-up, I'm so sorry if you watched it. Just skip it. But I'm like, you literally, I'm so blurry, and I know it's annoying, and I'm sorry. But I just had already done it a few times, and I like could not do it again. I don't know what is wrong with it. I know it's me, but whatever. So I just wanted to talk about that I'm loving my year of rest and relaxation. It's like hitting all my favorite kind of writing styles, characters. So loving it. And that, yes, my only plan for the day is to film my wrap-up part 2. But also like this, like the first like day or two of every new month, I literally can get nothing done because all of my favorite booktubers are posting their monthly reading wrap-ups. So I just literally can't get anything done because I get a notification. I have to sit there for another 20 minutes and watch my favorite people talk about books that I've read or books that I'm excited about. So that is the plan for today. Doing nothing. Okay, hi everyone. So I am almost done with my year of rest and relaxation. I'm on page like 250. only a little bit left, and this book is disgusting. It is like so raunchy, so nasty, and I'm loving it. I'm literally inhaling it. This is the fastest I've read a book in a really long time. I got to kind of the parts where you really see all the wild stuff the narrator does when she's like unconscious, or things that she just doesn't remember because of all the pills that she's taking. And she does just like insane shit. Like, it's laughable if it wasn't so disturbing. And anytime she goes to her, she doesn't really go there that often, but anytime she like goes to the doctor to get new prescriptions, or not even prescriptions, the doctor just gives her pills, but the doctor just like drowns her in pills as if that's, I mean, Dr. Tuttle is just as really messed up as our narrator. And again, like the relationship or the friendship between our narrator and Reva is like some of the best parts to read. I think if I ran into either of these two women in the streets, I would run the other way. They're so toxic and terrifying. That makes them incredible characters to read about, but just really scary people. They are like vile to each other, and it's wonderful. Today I filmed and uploaded my wrap-up part 2, and for some reason that's like anxiety inducing for me. I don't know what it is. It's supposed to be fun, but for some reason it just like stresses me out. I don't know. So my room is a disaster. But hopefully I will finish this book tonight and give you final thoughts tomorrow. I kind of expected to love it, but it's still exciting when you love a book that you put such high expectations on and then it kind of stands up. So that's always a good feeling. Okay, hello everyone. So I did not check in yesterday because I was with family the whole day. I'm basically in the car, but I finished my year in rest of relaxation yesterday morning and I loved it. Of course, I knew I would love it. I think Moshfegh does like such a crazy good character study of our narrator. I think she's like just gross enough, just pitiable enough. You feel bad for her, you hate her, you want the best for her, you kind of don't want the best for her. And then yesterday in the car I started Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. So this is a sci-fi novel. It is basically about refugees. So in this world, doors, like a regular closet door, bathroom door, can randomly be turned into portals that you can really go anywhere. So we're following a young couple, Nadia and Saeed, and they basically flee their home country because of really incredible violence, but through one of these doors. So kind of at the beginning of the book, there's this foreboding sense that a lot of violence is about to break loose, but this is just like two young people meeting, dating, getting to know each other, and then you kind of know that all hell's about to break loose. So they go through one of these portal doors, and then kind of from there you just kind of see it's all about the refugee crisis, and that when these people flee these various countries in need of help and protection, that even these countries who think they're so civilized are not willing to give it to them. So that's kind of where I am in the book right now. It's definitely a lot more violent than I thought it would be. Sometimes with these sci-fi novels you think it's going to be more about kind of the ideas and it's going to be a little bit more speculative, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it has a lot of really incredible ideas and I should be done with it by tonight. It's very quick. And then I got a very, very exciting book in the mail last night. It came out all the way in January 2020, but I've only kind of recently heard about it and it sounds incredible. So I think my next reading vlog I will read that book. But thank you so much for watching. This has been like my first reading vlog, and I know I barely left my bedroom, but there's not much else to do. Oh, it's also Easter Sunday. I forgot to say that's why I'm in my little pastels. I don't normally dress like a Vineyard Vines douche, but today's the day. And so if you celebrate, happy Easter. If you don't, if you're just in it for the peeps, happy peep day. But subscribe if you feel so inclined. Let me know your thoughts on my year in rest of relaxation. I'm sure you've read it by now. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye everyone.